Hi there. Welcome to my views and news. Can you hear me, viewers? Thank you for responding with yes, big news from Somalia, from Ethiopia as well. No one was expecting that Somalia really stunned Ethiopia today. Ethiopian government has been underestimating Somalia's government. Hassan Sheikh was being underestimated by PM Abiy, but Somalia once again today took a very strong position at a UN Security Council. PM Abiy's diplomacy all over the place, I would say. Hard times ahead for Ethiopia and more conflict. Uh, we'll talk about all the aspects of this news one by one. Let me welcome the participants, then a tale of what happened. Simon Tisfa is the first viewer who joined to says, hi, Sajid. How are you, Simon? Abukar joined to ASC, he says. That is mean Assalamu alaikum. Bashe says, Assalamu alaikum, dear Mr. Sajid. How are you? I'm fine, Bashe. How are you? We have Shafo too. Shafo is a member as well. Shafo has a yellow colored symbol to the right of his name. Members of special badges. You can be a member. Click the link given in description section of this live chat or description section of videos. Welcome, Shafo. Said Asfao says hi. Wuon Gion joined says have started yet. Agunafir here too. A regular viewer. We have Orom Ticha. He says, is Ethiopia in coma now or just unconscious for time being? It's not in coma, but I think it's a blow to Ethiopia. Tazabi joined. Welcome, Tazabi. Dogma Ilma says, I am following you from Valaga, land of Oromo nationalism. Good to hear that you're from Valaga. Mo Said, Abi Ahmed got played by Hassan Sheikh says. Let's see who will be deceived by whom, but really, conflict will continue in the Horn of Africa, it seems. Abukar says, what will the Ethiopian military do if Abiy refuses to withdraw from Somalia? What will Somalia's military do? I think this is what you're trying to ask, I think. A and N says, hi, sir. What do you mean by stuns? Stun means catch someone by surprise, to surprise someone in an unexpected manner. So what happened? I have details for you. Amora Era joined too, says, hi, Sajid. Good evening. Welcome, Amora Era. Good to see you here. Dark Star. Greetings, Sajid. Jawad does not have any support besides Oromia, especially in Amhara. Abiy has better support than Jawad outside Oromia. Let's focus on Somalia. Then we'll talk a little about Jawad too at the end of this live chat, Dark Star. Say the Spao says, if it happened, the horn is really changed. Let's start, viewers. Let me share the summary. Uh, Stacy Hogan says 31st of December, Somalia's Independence Day. We'll talk about the sentiment too. After this news, people are celebrating. I mean, I talked to several Somalis. The trend in social media is overwhelmingly celebratory. Wahyuddin joined as well. This is how Ethiopian presence in Somalia is seen generally. Let's start first. UN Security Council today approved the establishment of new UN peacekeeping mission in Somalia. Awesome is the name of the new mission, African Union Support and Stabilization Mission, which will take over on the 1st of January. After just 4 days, it will take over. Existing mission is ATMIS, African Transition Mission in Somalia. Existing mission contributing countries are Ethiopia, Kenya, Djibouti, Uganda, Burundi. Awesome contributing countries. Uh, which countries are they? Will Ethiopia be part of awesome or not? When today UN Security Council approved the putting in place of new mission, UN Security Council member countries spoke. UK tabled the resolution for this new mission, and there, the representative of Somalia clearly said, video clip is in circulation, that Somalia has managed to secure the contribution of 11,000 troops, excluding Ethiopia. And Somalia signed bilateral agreements in November to fill in the vacuum created because of the absence or the withdrawal of Ethiopian military from Somalia. The representative said that Somalia has made all the preparations. It has arranged the deployment of 11,000 troops, excluding Ethiopia. So, in a way, Somalia today categorically rejected and opposed the inclusion of Ethiopian troops in the new peacekeeping mission. The representative from Ethiopia also tried to address the UN Security Council meeting. Now, the resolution has been passed. Still, it's not clear if Ethiopian troops will be part of the new mission or not, but Somalia made its intentions very clear. The official statement released, which I've seen, does not mention the names of troops contributing countries for the new mission. So we'll have to wait a little. Somalia said it has secured the contribution of 11,000 troops through bilateral agreements, but reported total number of troops would be around 12,600. So remaining 1,600 troops might be from other countries. Not clear, but Somalia made its position clear today that it does not want any Ethiopian soldier on its territory after the 31st of December 2024. And there is just a sentiment of jubilation in Somalia. If you follow social media, if you follow the reporting of Somali sources, everyone seems to be happy with this decision made by Hassan Sheikh government. People are celebrating as if a foreign occupying force is going to leave Somalia. Now, what happened reportedly is that the Ethiopian intervention in Jubaland sabotaged Ankara declaration. Ethiopia got Madobe re-elected. Ethiopia created a division between Madobe and Hassan Sheikh, which will go on for the next 5 years. Then Ethiopia supported Madobe forces in the fight against federal forces of Somalia in Dolo town. And Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Somalia 3 days ago in a statement categorically rejected and condemned Ethiopian support from Madobe's forces in Dolo. Somalia accused Ethiopia of attacking 3 stations of Somalia's federal forces in Dolo. That worsened the bilateral talks reportedly. Before that, what I have learned is that some Somalia's high-level officials held talks with Ethiopian officials in Addis Ababa. And there, reportedly, Somalia gave a suggestion. It agreed to the ENDF military presence in Somalia, but not in Southwest State and Jubaland. It requested Ethiopia to withdraw from these 2 states and to deploy its soldiers to other states like Banadir, etc. Because Somalia has not been comfortable with Ethiopian influence in Jubaland and Southwest State, in Puntland as well. Talks were held. Somalia gave this suggestion. Ethiopia did not agree reportedly. And then today's meeting, where Somalia stunned Ethiopia by categorically rejecting the military presence of Ethiopian National Defense Force in Somalia. The question, viewers, is now will Ethiopian troops start withdrawing from Somalia after the 31st of December 2024, after 4 days? 2 points I want to make. Firstly, we'll have to wait. I think African Union Peace and Security Committee will meet tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and then we could see details of the countries which will contribute troops for this mission. Uganda might play a key role reportedly. Egypt will have its presence too. But Egyptian troops will not be deployed to the border states of Somalia, on Somalia-Ethiopia border, firstly. Secondly, Ethiopian troops deployed under bilateral arrangement in Somalia cannot be expelled by the federal government of Somalia. Why? Because federal government of Somalia is weak. It is not in a position to tell Jubaland to kick out Ethiopian troops. Jubaland kicked out federal troops of Somalia in Ras Kamboni, in Dolo, Gaidu. Jubaland forces expelled federal forces. So if Ethiopian troops are here in Jubaland, federal forces won't be able to expel Ethiopian troops. Only Jubaland forces can expel Ethiopian military from Jubaland. Ethiopian government got Madobe re-elected, so maybe now Madobe will support Ethiopian military presence in Jubaland. But we don't know about future. If Ethiopia ceases to remain part of peacekeeping mission in Somalia legally, anytime Jubaland can kick out Ethiopian troops. Firstly, same is the case with Southwest State, and we must not forget that growing intimacy between Ethiopia and Jubaland is not being well received in southwest state, reportedly. Laftagarin is not happy with the way Madobe and Ethiopian government are developing ties. Overall, I think it's a bad day for Ethiopian diplomacy. It was being said that, by the way, if I get disconnected, wait for me for just a minute. I'll be back. Sometimes internet connection is disconnected at full hour, but I'll be back after 1 or 2 minutes. So basically, we can say that it's a failure of the Ethiopian diplomacy. Why? Because after Ankara declaration, it was being hoped that now Ethiopia will be part of the new peacekeeping mission. Uh, Now, what will happen in technical talks between Ethiopia and Somalia? I mean, if Somalia opposes, and it is opposing the Ethiopian military presence in Somalia, then what is left to discuss between Ethiopia and Somalia? We'll have to wait. Let's not jump to conclusions. We cannot say that on the 1st of January, all Ethiopian troops will start leaving Somalia. No, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait to see the response of regional governments. We'll have to wait to see the actual details of the troops contributing countries and how many troops they will contribute. GBM says, who controls Puntland, Jubaland, Southwest Somalia? Where is Hassan Sheikh control? Only Mogadishu. Yeah, I agree. Hassan Sheikh lacks control in Jubaland, in Puntland, in Southwest state as well. But if Ethiopia officially ceases to be part of UN peacekeeping operations, AU peacekeeping operation in Somalia, it would be difficult for Ethiopia to continue having long-term military presence in Somalia. I believe that Ethiopia then will stop being an influential security player in Somalia because these regional states can anytime tell the Ethiopian troops to leave. And if Ethiopia refuses, they could get the support of federal forces to kick out Ethiopian troops. Legend Speak says Ethiopian proxies won't work if they try geopolitically, they will be sanctioned. Average Dom says Hassan Sheikh is trying to bite more than he can chew. What he's doing is not good for Somalia. Luzerner says we Somalis can wait as Ethiopia is disintegrating on its own. Mohammed, please don't write the same comment again and again. Why is Egypt and Eritrea so adamantly opposing Ethiopian military access to sea? Jacob Jericho says. Perhaps they see a strong Ethiopia threat to their survival or their ambitions. Moni says, in my opinion, every Ethiopian troop should leave Somalia. That shithole place is not worth dying for. Alim says, hello Sajid, activists are saying possibility of Volcaid becoming a region. Any possibility of that? I'll do a video on that if I get information. But I'm leaving for just 2 minutes. I'll be back after 2 minutes, and then we'll resume the live chat, and then we'll have a detailed look at what the new position taken by Somalia could mean for Ankara declaration, could mean for talks between Ethiopia and Somalia, and for Turkey as well. Sorry. I'm extremely sorry, viewers, but I'm back. Uh, Internet connection was disrupted. What was your question, Jacob? Could you rewrite it? Dark Star says, what does this mean for Ankara deal? This is the question. I think what happened in Jubaland and what happened today at UN Security Council indicate that perhaps Ankara declaration is in danger. It's really in danger. And I think Ethiopia is coming under more and more pressure. Why? Because Somaliland seems to be less interested now in considering the MOU. Government change there. Somalia not willing to host Ethiopian military. So it means that it's a total failure of the Ethiopian PM Abiy's diplomacy. What is there now left for Ethiopia to gain at the negotiating table from Somalia? Egypt and Eritrea opposing sea access for Ethiopian military. It means Ethiopia cannot get sea access. Somalia is definitely going to stand with Egypt and Eritrea. So what will Ethiopia now negotiate for at talks with Somalia? Ankara declaration is turning into insignificant, it seems. But let's wait. Alim says Somali region fighting does not help. Yeah, Mustafa Umar made a blunder, I think. At a crucial time, he started a clan conflict in Somali region, and that is really costing Ethiopia Somaliland relations. It's costing Ethiopia more than Somaliland, I believe. Escol says Abi's new book should be a step-by-step guide on how to destroy good relations with two countries. Sami B is asking an interesting question. He says, if Ethiopia is not part of the new peacekeeping scheme, can the member of the scheme defend Somalia's sovereignty against any aggression by Ethiopia? Technically, they can, but the problem is that Ethiopia will enter into agreements with the regional states of Somalia. If regional states support the presence of Ethiopian military, then perhaps peacekeeping mission contributing countries won't be able to take action. Jacob Jericho says, why is Egypt and Eritrea so adamantly opposing the Ethiopian military access to sea? Maybe they fear that Ethiopia's regional ambitions, that if it controls, if it gains access to sea, I think Eritrea fears that Ethiopia might reclaim Assab. Egypt has its own motives. It wants to pressurize Ethiopia into signing a legally binding agreement about GERD. Eritrea, I think, is making some moves in advance. It knows that maybe Abiy would make a move for Assam politically, diplomatically, militarily. The best time to stop Abiy is now. That Abiy should not be allowed to be having sea access. That Ethiopia should be put under pressure. Otherwise, Ethiopian regional ambitions could be a threat to the other countries. Just says UNCA declaration is about a port access, nothing military. Well, that's what you are saying, but MOU was about port access and military base establishment as well. Why? How can Ethiopia invest in Somalia? Building a port needs billions of dollars, building the infrastructure as well. Can Ethiopia afford to invest a huge amount of money in Somalia without having its military to practice investment there? I mean, Somalia's government cannot protect Mogadishu. So do you think that Ethiopia will just leave its investment in the hands of Al Shabaab or in the hands of Federal Force of Somalia? No. Ethiopia would like to protect its investment in Somalia. That's why sea access, port access will go with ENDF deployment in Somalia. Jafar says Somaliland still interested in MOU. Don't take this lightly. They are seeking recognition. Yeah, MOU could be revived, but now Ethiopia will have to agree to recognition. Somaliland now will demand more. Ethiopia never publicly announced that it was going to recognize another country. Now, Ethiopia's position is weak. So, if MOU is to be revived, if it is to be reactivated, Ethiopia will have to recognize by another country. No dilly-dallying, no shilly-shallying. Ethiopia will have to take a clear stance now. And if it does, what will African international community do? Will they accept the Ethiopian recognition of Somaliland? Samson Mehari says, what do you mean by stuns? Is there any surprise? Well, you have to re-watch the live chat. I spoke for around 15 minutes about what happened at UN Security Council today. Now, I think Abiy will have to control the damage. Damage has been done. His fast moves about access to sea are not the moves in the right direction. It started last year. He talked to Eritrea. talks did not succeed. Then he raised the argument of natural right of Ethiopia to gain sea access. Again, that narrative was rejected by Eritrea, Djibouti, Somalia, everyone. Then he turned to Somaliland, signed MOU to turn it into an agreement within a month. Somalia then launched diplomatic campaign, signed defense deals with Egypt, Turkey. Eritrea came into picture as well. So his second move to gain access to sea through Somaliland also saw serious obstacles. Then UNCLOS declaration, third move made by the Prime Minister of Ethiopia to somehow gain access to sea. Declaration is now in danger. What is happening is indicative of the future of UNCLOS declaration. Yeni Musica joined to welcome Yeni. Mdad Sion says, is Eritrea obliged to give Ethiopia access to sea for commercial purpose only? Well, any country can give access to Ethiopia for commercial purpose. It's in the interest of the host country as well because they'll earn money, but you cannot force them. Jafar Jamal says, I'm betting on Djibouti giving Ethiopia a port with a naval base after everything is done and dusted. Well, something is better than nothing, Jafar, but I think now Ethiopian position in negotiations with Djibouti will be weak. If Ethiopia is not able to gain sea access through Somaliland, Somalia, it means that only choice left for Ethiopia is Djibouti or Kenya. Then maybe Djibouti will blackmail Ethiopia more. Simon, I'll do a video on that tomorrow. This breaking news about Somalia, Ethiopia issue is the main topic in today's live chat. I'll do a video about Eritrea, Ethiopia tomorrow. Fuad Saeed Usman says, brother, in a nutshell, what is the feasible outcome of Somaliland independence, also port deal with Ethiopia? Report saying Ethiopia withdraws because of international pressure. Well, I think if Ethiopia sees that it won't be able to get anything through UNCLOS declaration, what will it do then? It might, I'm not saying it will do that. It might consider recognition of Somaliland as a country. Because if Ethiopia knows it's going to be kicked out of Somalia, it cannot stay there. Maybe as a last resort, Ethiopia could announce recognition for Somaliland. It could happen as a last resort, I think. But too early to say that. Mdet Sion says international law gives landlocked countries right to sea. Can't Ethiopia legally challenge using those laws? Well, Ethiopia can definitely use other countries' ports under international law, but it wants more than that. It wants a lease agreement, while the host countries are not bound to agree to lease their ports to Ethiopia. They would say, okay, use our ports, but no lease agreement, just pay us the port fees. And they will not agree to the price of Ethiopian military there. You cannot force them to agree to that. Under international law, Ethiopia cannot gain unlimited sea access to a port in a neighboring country. Alim says the Prime Minister is watching. Please don't give them ideas. Well, they know what they want to do. It's not that they plan their strategies listening to me. Uh, in fact, they see me as working against them. Ethiopian government, Ethiopian PM, Ethiopian government officials, I would say, they don't see me as pro-Ethiopian government. I think now Ethiopia will try to strengthen its relation with Jubaland, Puntland, maybe Southwest as well, and we could see some high level talks between Ethiopia and Somaliland, serious talks. Ethiopia now will have to talk to Abdirrahman. This is how Ethiopia can secure its limited presence, military presence in Somalia. Problem is that change of government in Somaliland has been a blow to Ethiopian ambitions about access to sea. And I think Ethiopia has not engaged Abdirrahman seriously. Ankara Declaration obviously uh, was seen as an attempt by Ethiopia to throw Somalia under the bus. And Abdirrahman not happy. He does not want to be like Musibi Abdi. Musibi Abdi trusted Ethiopian government and then Ethiopian government signed Ankara Declaration with Somalia. Musibi Abdi gone. Abdirrahman now would want real assurance and guarantees from Ethiopia. I think we could see start of talks between Ethiopia and Somaliland if Ethiopian troops are told to leave Somalia in the next 4 to 5 days. Moyuddin says, do you consider yourself as an Oromia sympathizer or fan? Come on, people. I don't work for Fano or Ola or Somalia or Eritrea or Djibouti or Abi or Ola or Java. I cover so many topics. If you watch my videos regularly, I cover almost all the major developments in the Horn of Africa. It's not easy, especially if I give my views as well with the news. So I don't back anyone, but obviously my views sometimes are not liked by the people with their own loyalties and sensitivities. It's 45 minutes have passed. I think we should end the live chat. It was good to be with you. Today we talked about what happened at UN Security Council. I'll give a follow up on that. Tomorrow I'll do a video. Hopefully we'll get more information in coming hours about the constitution of the new peacekeeping mission in Somalia. Do stay in touch if you think anything is being missed, not being covered, or any new development which I have not made a video on, do contact me through my Gmail sajid67200. Let's all join hands to cover the Horn of Africa in a transparent and fair manner. Stay blessed. I'll be back tomorrow with the next live chat. It was good to be with you. My apologies. I had to go offline for a few minutes because of the internet disruption issue. Hopefully, we'll have a live chat tomorrow without any interruption. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.